And I feel that North Geelong did certainly waste some scoring shots in the first quarter. And as Jason Doherty did say, that the scoring end is probably to right of screen. North Geelong now have that end. There's a slight breeze there. And we will see our cameraman. Welcome aboard, Brent Revere.
Thanks for having me on, Noel.
No problems, I need you. Nobody else is here to help me.
Well, I'll do the lead-ins and you can take it from there.
Beautiful.
As we get ready for the bounce up for the start of the second quarter. Take it away.
Okay, the umpire, the big fella from Werribee, kicks and punches the ball forward to centre half forward, but standing in the way was Gomez. Swanison picks a football up. It's an up and under kick. It goes straight up in the air and straight down. Nobody can mark it. This time we see the ball come out. Oh, a bit of heavy stuff in there too from the Werribee boys, but that's grand final football. Coming off the football, that time being pulled off at the end. That was a number 42 Guernsey, and you're not going to believe it. That was Paul Cotter for North Geelong. Umpire throws the ball in the air with Zelchevek, hit down again by the big fella from Werribee, and we see
free kick to North.
A free kick to North, and the big fella there from Werribee, wearing that number 60 Guernsey, is Peter Gray. Oh,
he tried.
Yeah, he's trying to get a 50-metre penalty was the North Geelong boy. It's a shocking kick. It fell short. All Werribee there, but coming through strongly for North Geelong that time it was Vandenberg. His handball's bottled up. It's all Werribee. He's just got to tap it off the ground. Gets it across to Ronnie Brain's favourite player there in Mickey Galauka. Galauka can't do anything with it. Running onto it that time was Tajani. Tajani goes up to the forward line. Oh, just stopped in the last line of defence and trundles over the boundary line. And we'll see another score to the North Geelong side. That's 7 straight points. Bad kicking is bad football, and this could tell on them in the final stages of this grand final. They must get a goal on the board. So 14 plays 7. Ball's kicked in by the fullback. Mike Zelchevek sees a free kick, and he's been put down for too high. Werribee kicked the football up to the wing. Oh, up over the top was Peter Gray. He hit the deck running, and away he went up to the half-forward line. And a mark that time has been taken by Justin Sears for Werribee. He goes further afield. He finds his teammate there, and that's the big fella, Mark Bernardo. Played a lot of senior football. Bernardo goes short into the forward pocket, and we will see another mark taken, certainly within scoring distance now, Werribee, and I think you'll find that that's Ricky Govan with the football, forward pocket, quite close to the boundary line. Govan's got the football. He's going to line them up onto that right foot, kicks the football, but he's missed at the near side, so that's it's put.
Both sides seem to be kicking their kicking's disappointing today.
It is so, Brett. 15 plays 7, 1 goal, 3 Werribee Centrals, and North Geelong are 7 straight points. They haven't registered a major, so it's 7 shots to 5. As we see the balls kicked into the far side of the ground. In they go, North Geelong. This time there's been a free kick paid for holding the football, and that will go the way of the Werribee Centurions, and I think you will find that the free kick has gone to... No, I can't pick him. He's kicked it into centre half forward. Good lead, but North Geelong were up to the task. They knocked it off, and kicked out of the pack, and the ball's hit the post. As we see the Werribee boys get another score, and that brings them up to 2 goals 4, 16, and they certainly need it. The ball's been kicked in basically short. This time they've gone long into the centre. Oh, running onto the football. Took his eyes off it just at the last moment, and it spilled free. Didn't have the football for mine. Coming across that time for Werribee was McMillan. His kick was high, went out wide. Werribee run onto it again, kick it up to the half-forward line, coming out strongly. Nobody can take the mark. Ball hits the deck, comes out the back, and the ball is trundled over the boundary line, and it will be thrown in in the forward pocket for Werribee on the outer side of the ground here at St Albans Reserve. 2 goals 4, plays 7 straight points, so 16 plays 7, and that's Hines with the football. He gets a wild handball across to number 57 in Sakita, and he's held without the football. The umpire's paid advantage. Hines runs down the ground. Mark dropped. Simple mark dropped that time. Ball's kicked up to where we see a lovely handball come out of the pack by Hansen. Hansen's handballs to his teammate. Gets the ball further afield. Coming in strongly was Werribee, held for mine without the football. Gomez is in there, can't do anything with it. This time we see Werribee go in. Nobody else but North Geelong coming out of the defence that time through the agency of Brucevac, and his ball goes up to the centre wing. North Geelong get a handball through the agency of Hines. Comes into the middle of the ground where we see Swinishen run onto the football. Don't you worry about this boy. He knows how to play football, and he's got a good football brain too, I believe, to go with it. The ball's kicked high into the centre half forward position. Oh, there's a go for North Geelong. Can he get it? Yes, he's put it straight through the centre. Was the number 44 Guernsey, Daniel Finn. That brings up North Geelong's first goal for the afternoon, and that was a much needed one. Well, I should say afternoon because it's after midday, and that was a much needed one for the North Geelong side, so that takes them on to 1 goal 7.
Both sides seem to be working well out of defence, Noel. They just don't seem to be able to convert when
they get it up to the forward half. 1 goal 7, 13, trailing by 3 points, 2-4-16. And we see the ball back in the centre where the umpire will throw the ball in the air. Ball's hit the deck. Hard to do the commentary on your own and do the scoreboard at the same time, but I'm getting there. It's a real battle. Anyway, we've stretched the limit this week because the GDFL have stuffed up their grand finals a week earlier than what it normally is, and we've got our boys stretched far and wide all around the grounds covering under 15, under 17 West Coast Junior Football League grand finals, as we see the ball on the far side of the ground where Swinishen was involved with the ball being bottled up and balled up.
Umpire prepares to bounce up now. Ball up.
Beautiful. And he threw the ball in there and it's thumped forward that time by the Werribee guys. And in the way there we see coming through out of the defence were North Geelong. This time the ball is being kicked up and a good mark has been taken in defence by the Werribee Centrals.
Seems to be a trend towards the shaved head.
Delbin with the football kicks it up to the centre of the ground, and a gutsy strong mark was taken by Kennedy. Kennedy goes out up to centre half forward, but Gomez is in the way and he takes a nice mark across half back for North Geelong. He sees his teammate in Rory Nicol, but the ball's a cruel one and it bounces away from Nicol and over the boundary line and has to be thrown back in. Centre wing right in front of the broadcast box. The football is now being thrown in. We're going to see Peter Gray do the ruck work. It looks like he's going to do it against Nicol, who's hell of a lot shorter. Actually, it's not Gray, but Nicol's in there trying. Ball hits the ground. Nobody can do anything with it. It's bottled up. Umpire, you must call for a ball up. Peter Gray, he's still there. He's going to do the ruck work. Surely Rory Nicol's not the ruckman. He's probably a little bit small for mine. No, doing the ruck work will be Lewis. Actually, Nicol went up and did it, and he got the tap down. He's done all right, but there's been deemed a throw, and that time it's going to go against Werribee, and you will find that Hines will take the free kick, and I thought he would have been about fourth in line for the kick, but anyway, he's got the football. Hines kicks the ball into centre half forward. Up there looking for McCall, can't find him. Held for mine without the football. In they go hard. Oh, ducking and weaving. Oh, coming out strongly that time, but there's been a free kick paid to North Geelong, and it's going to go to Milne. Milne has the football. As we saw, breaking away was Paul Field for the Werribee Central sides, but the umpire, sorry, it was Shane Dolben, but the umpire's called him back, and Milne has the mark, the free kick. No, he's not going to pay it to Milne at all. He's going to give it to Tim Swinishen. I think you tried to suck the umpy in then, Timmy. You tried to get a 50-metre penalty too. The umpire's called play on. Milne kicks the ball up the full forward line, and nobody can take the mark. Out the back of the pack, we see Nicol gets a handball across to his teammate and Hines. Hines gets it into his further into his teammate there, and he's missed to the left as Paul Cotter.
He copped one after he kicked it too. Then,
but the umpire didn't do anything about it, so it's 14 playing 16. 1 goal, 8, 14. North Geelong trailing Werribee, who are 2 goals for 16, and that's on the guest BA scoreboard. How about that?
Yep.
Ball's been brought back into play. It hits the deck. And running onto the football that time was the number 37 Guernsey through the agency of Sears. Sears gets it up to his teammate and Priest. Priest kicks the football further, holding from both players, and the umpire has deemed it's going to be paid to the Werribee Central's footballer. And he's kicked it up to centre forward. 25 has got the football. A lovely handball came out from Kennedy. Kennedy's handball's been intercepted and the ball has come rebounded back to where we see the wingman Lewis get the football for North Geelong. Thump it up to them. Good lead, good pass, and a good mark taken by Darren Joswick.
The racehorse.
He's the forward pocket player. They've kicked it up to the full forward line. Nobody can take the mark. Stepping in nicely was Adrian Hart for Werribee Central. He gets the football further afield to his teammate in there, Mickey Galaka. Galaka goes to the centre wing. He's looking for and not finding his teammate, but running back onto it was the North Geelong boy there in Christian Owens, and the ball has been picked up by Werribee. Owens overran it, kicked in a centre forward. This time we see Werribee through the agency of Owens again. Must have been Owens out there. He couldn't have got across that quick. Werribee, North Geelong with a football, little chip kick. Comes across to where we see Hines running onto it, but over the back of the pack we see Rory Nicol. Nicol kicks the ball up to full forward. Hines is up there with him. Taken out of it was Hines, but it didn't bother him. And there's a kick around the corner, but it's not going to go the distance. And it's going to be rushed through for another point, is it? No. North Geelong have kept it alive through Joswick. He can't do anything with it. It's been thumped over the boundary line this time through the agency of that player from Werribee, picking himself up off the deck, and you'll find that is, when I get a look at his number I'll be able to tell you. Can't see it. The ball's been thrown back in. Up they go. Gray can't do anything with it. Schwannison gets a little chip out of it. Comes out to where we see unloaded Werribee. Oh, good one-hander by Mickey Galaka. It was down the field anyway. Galaka hit the deck running. See you later. The umpire's brought him back. Why would he bring him back? I mean, that was fair play. If he's paid the free kick, he's got to allow the advantage. Certainly he must have. You can't do it from a mark, but certainly you can from a free kick.
He's played on.
He's played on. He's Mickey Galaka. He's run around and around the circle. The umpire said, no, you're going to come back.
The game's just starting to lift that extra little bit and get a little bit more fiery, I've noticed, Noel.
Yes. As we see the football still with Mickey Galaka. He's, what's he trying to do? Waste a bit of time.
Time wasting in the second quarter.
The umpire's blown time off anyway, so it didn't make any difference. Now he's going to come across the face of goal and right across. I'll tell you what, it's got to be a good kick. Running onto it was Lee. Lee's taken one bounce. A nice steadying little kick up to the centre wing. Up they set themselves. Gomez was caught under the football. But I'll tell you what, Scott Priest wasn't. Priest does a little dash, little balk, goes around one way and the other, then gets around, kicked up to the centre of the ground there, to centre half forward. Another handball comes out from Owens. Owens gets it across to his teammate, and coming out that time beautifully was Milne. Milne takes the mark on half forward. Sees Gomez. Speedy Gomez can't get the football, but Rory Nicol can. He kicks it into the centre half forward, looking and finding no one really. A bit high from Hines, but the umpire said play on. Peter Gray picks the football up, kicked as he thumped it up to centre half forward. Nearly taking a good mark that time for Werribee Centrals was Brick Hansen. Hits the deck running, gets the football up the full forward line. Nobody can take the football, but out the back of the pack, and I think you'll find there's one being punched through for Werribee. And Werribee have got...
It's number 44, I think, no?
Number 44 for Werribee, and they have got their third goal on the board, and that takes them to 22. 3 goals for 22. They're leading the North Geelong side, who are 1 goal, 8-14. So there's an 8-point break on it again. And that's going to be an interesting situation here in this game, as we've been travelling in this second quarter. We have been going about 14 minutes. So 22 plays 14. The ball's been bounced again in the centre of the ground. This time we see going in hard for it. It's North Geelong. Comes beautifully out to Nicol. Nicol runs forward with the football. Kicks it up to where we see a lovely mark taken in defence that time by, looks like Dale Delaney, but he's certainly been the senior, so it's not Delaney. Anyway, he's kicked it out the half forward flank over there. Oh, handball. Copy one high too. I tell you what, that would have hurt that boy, and he's in Ricky Govan. But he got up.
Putting up very gingerly there.
Yeah. In the meantime, the ball's come forward. Where we see coming through was Priest. He couldn't do anything with it. And the umpire has said you were held. No, he's going to bounce it. I could have nearly played a free kick to Priest. Not to be done.
The umpires just want to make sure they keep control of things now as it starts to hot up a little bit.
Whoa, coming through that time was North Geelong. The ball's been put into the, basically just off, it's in the centre square near the centre forward position for Werribee Centrals. And the umpire said, give it to me, fellas, because I'm going to bounce it again. Okay, up they go. The big fella, Gray, got the tap down. Football hits the deck. It's pretty scrambly stuff. Darting out of the pack was the 19. Guernsey 4. It couldn't have been 19. He's not out there. It was it's hit the deck. But anyway, it's been kicked back to the forward line. Oh, lovely little deft handball came out from the 42, Guernsey Buchanan, and he kicked it into the full forward zone, where we see coming out is Angie Kochevankin with the football. He's kicked the ball up to the full forward line. He's had a shot, but I think you'll find it'll fall short, and it's gone off the hands of the pack, and it's been forced through for another point to the Werribee Central side. And that takes them on to 23 points. 3-5, 23. 21, sorry. 23.
Sakita with the ball now. No.
3-5, 21. The ball
North with the ball in
out.
defence. Nickel over to number 9 there for North Geelong. Turns around looking for one of his teammates. I think that'd be out of bounds on the wing. Or actually Werribee's, what's that now, the forward line?
Yes, that's North Geelong's half-forward flank. You will find that the ball has gone to, and it will be thrown back in by the umpire. Umpire throws the ball in. Peter Gray got the tap down. Ran between Mickey Galauka's leg. Allows North Geelong to come in through the agency of Swenison. He can't do anything with it. And the umpire said, give it to me, boys, and we'll have a ball up. Umpire with the football, threw it up, don't know why, perfect. Oh, a bit of infringement there on Gray. Quick handball come out, and it's been dumped, but North Geelong kicked the ball forward. Oh, bad bounce there for that North Geelong boy in Lewis. He's gone back in there to try to make amends, but it's all too late as it was wrapped up, and the free kick will go to a 43 Guernsey, Shane Dolben for the Werribee Central sides. He comes to this side of the ground, looking for his teammate, and I'll tell you what, in taking a mark in front of Gomez was Ricky Govan, and it was a good mark at that, and he goes forward, but the ball has been punched down by Sakita, hit the deck running, and they do Werribee, and using his body well up there in the full forward position, taking a lovely mark for the Werribee Centurions. I think you will find that it could have been, well, we might be able to see him in a minute.
Number 9.
Yep, that's the boy, Mark Bernato, with the football.
He's a hard man to stop when he's got the eyes on the ball.
Usually plays in the first, Brett.
Yeah.
Make no mistake about that, did Bernato. He's put it straight through the centre to bring up Werribee's 4th goal.
Says something to you probably about Werribee senior side, if they've got players of that calibre. Running around the reserves.
Well, you've got Bernato, Mickey Galauka, you've got about Kennedy. They've all played senior football. So,
yeah. So their reserves has obviously got a lot of depth, a lot of talent. Umpire now in the centre, prepares to ball it up.
Puts the ball down, coming through strongly. That time was the 45 Guernsey there in Paul Field. Field gets the football further afield to his teammate there, where it goes over the boundary line and out of bounds, and it's going to be another throw in. And we have been travelling in this second quarter. We have been going nearly 20 minutes.
I don't think the league could have asked for better weather today, no?
Fantastic.
It's
it's going to be sensational during the senior game.
Yep.
As we see the ball come out to where Werribee picked the football up, kick it back, and a mark has been taken. This time you'll find by David Buchanan. Buchanan with the football. Half forward. Looks like he's lining them up. He's fairly close to the boundary line, but he might run in a bit. He's not that far out though. The distance won't be a problem. And I'll tell you what, he's put it into the teeth of goal, but could have been a mark paid there to Lewis, but the umpire said no, over the back of the pack, and it's gone through for another behind to Werribee.
I have noticed that the wind has picked up. It's blowing towards the members' side of the ground. Some of the flags are starting to move a little bit more, so obviously the wind's picking up.
4-6-30, Werribee leading North Geelong 1-8-14 as the ball's been kicked back into play. Oh, and a bit of heavy work done there off the ball. And Rory Nichols could be yellow carded for what he's just done. And yes, Noel Fanning, you are right, because he's certainly done the wrong thing. And he's taken the wind out of the sails of that Werribee boy. He doesn't know what day it is, I don't think. Now, who is that, Brett?
I think it's number 11, I'm not sure.
Well, that'd be Caserta.
Yeah, number 11.
Number 11, well, he's not feeling too well, as we see taking the kick for him
14.
James Lee. Well, it's McMillan. Lee took the kick, and there's been a strong mark taken in defence by North Geelong. Out there, looking for their wingman through the agency of Lewis. Couldn't take the football, but he's run over the boundary line, and he was well and truly over the boundary line. Was that player for North Geelong. And when he turns around, I'll be able to tell you who it is, but he's not going to turn around. It's the number 42 Guernsey who ran over the boundary line. Paul Cotter ran over the boundary line for North Geelong. This time we're going to see Gray. No, it's not Gray at all. It's the number 39 Guernsey, chipped out of the pack by North Geelong. As we see, Salmon's got the tap down, but a lovely mark has been taken by James Lee. Lee with the football, kicking back from whence it came. What camped under the football was North Geelong, but a great tap away. Great work by Scotty Priest, who just thumped it away from the North Geelong boy who was camped under the football. Umpire throwing the ball in.
Werribee in a commanding position at this stage, Noel, late in the second quarter.
And goes, oh, the ball hit the ground, didn't touch anybody's hand, been thumped forward, coming through was Priest. He couldn't do anything with it. It comes back to him, rebounds, hold off the ball, and I think you'll find it'll be a North Geelong free kick. No, it's going to Werribee's way, and that's going to go to Anthony Salmons. Salmons kicks the ball into centre half forward. Oh, great mark taken that time by Paul Hart. And no, it's not Paul Hart, it's Beau McMillan, the boy who copped one before. McMillan kicks the ball into the centre of the ground, in the centre half forward. Nobody can do anything with it, but picking it up off the ground was Werribee, and that's been put straight through the middle by the little fella, and it could be Mickey Galauka. Actually, the number 20 Guernsey, I will put that down to. So that's starting to look pretty bad for North Geelong here, Brett.
Yeah, I've actually noticed a couple of times that when Gomez is the ball gone towards Gomez, he's actually been caught under the ball a couple of times on 2 or 3 occasions. Just small things like that tend to have gone the other way as far as the North is concerned, and they really just got to watch themselves.
1-8-14 North Geelong trailing Werribee now 5-6-36, and that was on the guest video scoreboard, and the quarter has 25 minutes old. As we see the ball out of the centre, goes to the North Geelong forward line, but Werribee are up to it. Coming through that time was Scotty Priest. He picks the football up. Oh, well smothered that time by Daniel Finn. Gets a football forward, waiting for mine, but he backed himself. Coming through again was Lewis. Couldn't do anything with it. Comes out to Hines, taken too high. Actually, that was Hines with the football. He gets it across to the 49 Guernsey. He turns around, and I think you'll find that Vanderberg has put it through. He has, for North Geelong's second goal, and that was a badly needed goal because they were certainly trailing there, and that brings them on to 20 points. That takes them on a 20, trailing Werribee Centrals who are 5 goals 6-36, and that is at the... Wait, I'll have a look at my watch and I'll tell you how long we've been going, but
I think it's about 20 minutes.
I would say we have been going 24 to 25 minutes in this second quarter of GDFL Grand Final football. Werribee North Geelong, this time coming through strongly for Werribee was Field. He gets the football out to the half-forward flank where he's put it over the boundary line, and it will be thrown in on the half-forward line for the Werribee boys. Good roving from Field that time off the centre bounce. As we see the football brought into play, will be brought into play again. Okay, the ball hits the deck and they go. This time we see coming forward, but at the back of the pack, that time off the ground, but it's not going to go through for a goal. It's going to go right across the face of the goal, kicked off by North Geelong, and beats Sakita over the boundary line, and it will be thrown in. Well, I hope the boys are here by 3/4 time so we can change this typewriter over. Brett?
Yeah.
Ball's been thrown back in. Up they go. Gray can't do anything with it. Oh, he could have given away a free kick. Actually, it was Bernardo. Anyway, Sakita pushed his man in the back, but he's got a little chip kick as it came back to him, and he's kicked it around there where we see working strongly for the football was Werribee. They kick it up to the half-forward pocket. Up there.
Oh, that was a great mark.
Good
there.
mark. Taken in defence.
The high flyer there was number 53
Oh,
for
and
North.
that's Jamie Weiss, the fast bowler for the North Geelong Cricket Club, actually. He certainly took a good mark that time. Weiss with the football, hard up against a point post. In the back pocket under the shadow of the trees up there. Kicks the ball out to the half-back line. They set themselves, but there's been a fist clear. And they're going to run onto it and over the boundary line. It has been taken at that time by the number 14 Guernsey in Beau McMillan. Forced the football over the boundary line. Now we're going to see the ruck work. This time it's going to be Peter Gray doing the ruck work against Rory Nicol. Actually, Nicol got that down, hit the deck. Black goes in, Gomez goes in. Oh, it's too over the shoulder for mine. The umpire's not doing anything about it. And he said, give it to me and I'll ball it up.
Who is North's normal ruckman? No.
Well, I don't know, but they're using young Rory as blood rule. Who's got to go off for the blood rule? A little bit of claret coming out of the nose of the bloke running towards us. Yes. Gee, it looks like it's been bleeding for a while too, because he's got blood all down his leg. Anyway, coming onto the ground for Werribee is Andrew Caserta.
That was number 45, no.
And going off was Paul Field, and Paul Field's their ruck rover, and he's been doing quite a good job for them too. The umpire throws the ball up in the air, up goes Gray, missed it, coming through that time sweetly for North Geelong, and he had the football and then lost it. Can't run onto it. Oh, he's fallen up. Oh, what a second effort, third effort, and he's been bundled up, and the umpire said, give it to me, and their boys are getting a little bit willing in there. It was a great effort though.
Yeah, showed a lot of G and T. G and T?
Guts and
determination?
No, G and D.
I'm thinking about gin and tonics.
Zachary, and there we have the half-time siren sound. North Geelong, 2 goals, 8-20, trailing Werribee Centrals, who are 5-6-36, and that is on the guest video scoreboard.